Michael Morales Torres y Michael Martínez para Lucha Libre Online, porque en español nadie lo hace mejor. Junto a nosotros, directamente desde TNA Wrestling, representando a la dualidad de Australia y Chile a la misma vez, de la U, Indi Hartwell llega acá nuevamente a Lucha Libre Online. Indi, such an honor to have you back. How are you doing today?
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing?
All good here in Puerto Rico. I wanted to start this conversation since we're talking about Latin America as a whole. You're waving that TNA flag hard every single country you visit, every single appearances. You are that TNA ambassador from the Knockouts division. Now Chile, the homeland, de la tierra de tu mamá, expects you very soon. How excited are you to be in Chile as a TNA ambassador?
Yeah, it's funny because last time I spoke to you, we talked about Chile, and now I'm actually able to go over there and wrestle. And like you said, I'm representing TNA. I represent TNA wherever I go around the world. And this one in particular is special to me because my mom is Chilean. She was born there, and it's really cool because my mom, my auntie, and my grandma, they're all coming over to Chile for the show as well. So we're making like a little sentimental family trip out of it, and also get to tick off another country on the bucket list.
Amazing, Michael.
Yeah, that is really good. Actually, I have two questions in one because mine are short, but you have been in TNA for almost a year. What excited you the most about joining TNA, and who has helped you the most since you arrived in the company?
What was most exciting for me is that I grew up watching TNA. So being able to wrestle at a company that you grew up watching on TV, I have the DVDs and the t-shirts and the toy belts for, and then I got to become a part of that company, which was, I think, a great step in my career. There were a lot of women there that I had never stepped in the ring with. Also, a lot of women that I did know from the past. So it was just really exciting to be able to, get another work for another company, kind of tick that off the bucket list as well. Like I said, I grew up watching TNA. And as for who's helped me the most, so over there we have a few producers. One of them is Ace Steele, and he's the coach that I train with here in Orlando. I also trained under him when I was at the Performance Center. So he's definitely been a great help to me, training in the ring, but also helping produce my matches and making sure the cameras get everything right. So yeah, I would say Ace Steele.
Thank you.
Outstanding. If you allow me, I'm going to say something in Spanish very quick. Y eso es que el 27 y 28 de marzo TNA va a estar llegando a New Orleans, Louisiana, 27 y 28, donde, gente, ya mismito están ahí al lado. Va a ser en el Alario Center. Van a tener Sacrifice el 27 de marzo y el 28 tienen tapings. De igual manera van a estar regresando al área de Cleveland, Ohio para TNA Rebellion el 11 de abril, sábado 11 de abril. Posteriormente llegan a Syracuse, a Nueva York, al área donde estoy viviendo. Van a estar el 14 y 15 de abril en Syracuse, en Nueva York. Y todos los jueves a las 8 de la noche, bueno, 9 de la noche del este, tienen TNA a través de Claro Sports en la América Latina. Está en AMC TV en Estados Unidos y está en Sportsnet en el área de Canadá. Pero todos los jueves a las 8 de la noche, a las 9 de la noche del este, Impact, no se lo pueden perder por nada del mundo. Let's go back to the first question, because you mentioned your family is being a part of your tour or your role as a TNA ambassador in Chile. How important for you and for your heritage as a Chilean as well is to have your family there to make your debut? Because yes, we're crossing off another country off the bucket list, but you mentioned that to you this is special, and I know how important as well must be for your family.
Yeah, it's super special. It's funny because my mom asked me, she's like, "Can you get us 8 tickets for the show?" I'm like, 8 tickets? Like, I've got family over there who I've never even met who are coming to the show. And yeah, I'm hoping that I can contribute just in a little way to help bring Chilean wrestling into more eyes. And I'm excited to meet everyone over there. And it's just really special that I'm gonna have my family there.
And since you're now a TNA knockout, we are going to talk to you about what happened back in December. And talk to me a little bit about that night. If I'm not mistaken, it was a Songa Center in Massachusetts. You had a massive opportunity for the TNA Knockouts Championship. That match did not went as expected. All we can do as of right now is go back and train harder and be the best version of yourself as you're currently doing to achieve that Knockouts title eventually. you're not strange to gold. You have won world titles before, but to you, talk to me about that night where things did not end up as you expected, and how did you overcome this? Because you're definitely you're showing the results, you're showing victories, and you're heading towards that pathway again. But what happened that night, and what are you changing in your game plan to achieve that title next time?
Yeah, I think that night just wasn't my night. I was in my own head. I was really upset with myself. I don't think I even slept that night after the show. And yeah, it was back to the drawing board. As you said, I've held gold before. You can see it behind me. I hold gold now in the independent wrestling scene. And yeah, I've been at TNA for almost 1 year. This Rebellion coming up next month, that's 1 year since I debuted. I still haven't achieved my goal of winning the Knockouts title, but the goal remains the same. Still training hard, doing what I can, what's within my control to finally get to that title and win the Knockouts World Championship.
Outstanding, Michael.
Yeah, Andy, you mentioned in my first question that you grew up watching TNA, and my question is, I mean, I have to, but which wrestler inspired you to become a pro wrestler? But before that, if you were not a wrestler, like what career you will be doing?
As for the career, so before I started wrestling, I was in university studying to be a paramedic. So I guess if I hadn't dropped out of university to become a wrestler, I would probably be a paramedic in Australia right now, which is still a sick job, and I'm sure I could always go back to that one day because wrestling doesn't last forever. So yeah, I would be a paramedic. As for who inspired me, well, I discovered WWE before I discovered TNA, and I just really was drawn to Trish Stratus. She was like my favorite diva growing up. And of course, everyone loves John Cena. So John Cena, Jeff Hardy, and Trish were like the ones I idolized growing up. And it's funny now because Jeff is my colleague at TNA. So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Insane. You're living in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of gastronomic options in the area, most of them Latin American. There's Puerto Rican food, there's Mexican food, there's Bolivian food. How do you maintain that mentality towards, hey, I gotta work first, I gotta maintain my physique, I gotta train, I gotta stay mentally healthy while having all these temptations all around you? Like, how do you stay mentally and physically strong while everything around you is going to head you towards, let's go to a buffet?
Oh, it's funny. I just went to a buffet the other day, but you know that quote or that saying, "Work hard, play hard." That's kind of
Yeah.
how I look at it. I work really hard in the gym, and I love food, so I don't want to ever deprive myself. So yeah, I kind of think work hard, play hard, but also when I have to really knuckle down and be serious, you basically just have to say to yourself, you got to stick to the plan, not the mood, because sometimes you might want to eat this and that. And I just came back from Australia and brought back a lot of chocolate and it's almost gone. So sometimes I need to take my own advice. But yeah, I just know that I work really hard, so I'm able to then enjoy myself.
Last but not least, the TNA Knockouts Championship is not at home. It's outside. It's with the Invasion team of NXT. Ariana Grace is the title holder and the TNA Knockouts champion. What does it change for you? Like, it fuels more fire to wanting bringing that title back home? Is it the same? And how do you prepare eventually for someone like Ariana Grace and her Cobra?
I think it definitely lights a fire under all of us knockouts, knowing that it's an outsider that's holding the title. And I think since I've been at TNA for that year, I think 3 NXT girls have held the knockouts title, which is absolutely wild. Like I can't believe now that I'm at another company and I'm still sharing locker rooms with these girls who I used to work with, but they're now in my home and they're the outsiders. But yeah, like I said, it kind of just motivates all of the knockouts to take down these outsiders. You know, we're the ones that represent TNA. They may think that they represent TNA because they hold our gold, but it's not true. It just gives us all more motivation to work harder and finally bring the title home.
Outstanding. I'm gonna say something in Spanish very quick. Nuevamente, 27 y 28 en New Orleans, Louisiana, en el Alario Center. TNA va a estar presentando 27 Sacrifice, 28 las grabaciones de TNA para Impact. Posteriormente, el 11 de abril tenemos TNA Rebellion en Cleveland, Ohio. Y el 14 y el 15 de abril, TNA va a estar regresando a Syracuse, Nueva York. Boletos a la venta en tnawrestling.com. Y para disfrutarlo a través de la comodidad de su hogar, TNA Plus es la opción. Tienes que adquirirlo ahora mismo. Indi, thank you so much for your time. We are honored to have you. I said that was the last question, but any last words you have for the fans out there so they can tune in every single Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern to TNA? Hey, there we have it available in Claro Sports. It's easier for us. Everyone can see it, especially Chile.
Yeah, I just want to encourage everyone, if you are in the area of a TNA show, please come down to support us because we put on amazing shows. We put our bodies on the line. We are really taking it up a notch, especially with the new AMC TV deal. So if you can't make it to a show, you can watch it on AMC, also AMC Plus, the app that's in the USA. Canada, it's still on Sportsnet, and then around the world on TNA Plus. So please support us and support indie wrestling.
Let's wrap this up, pero en español. Chichi, chichi, Chile. Indi Hartwell, Michael Martínez y Michael Morales para Lucha Libre Online. Se me olvidó mi propio apellido porque en español nadie lo hace mejor. Será hasta la próxima.